Peace. What's going on, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tune on in before I start building on the topic for the day. Fungay, peace. What's going on, my brother? Oh yeah, we definitely gonna chop it up in regards to this inauguration. I meant to do it yesterday, but didn't have the time. Didn't have the time. So now we in here today. We about to build on the day that rocked Black America back to sleep. Gotta build on that day. Y'all know I had something to say about the whole inauguration day, man. Y'all know that I wasn't gonna let this pass without me adding my 2 cents. So y'all already know. Y'all already know we got to build on this. We got to talk about it. It rocked us back to sleep. We back to sleep. We never really was woke in the first place, but we back to sleep now for sure. Beautiful Goddess Keys, peace. What's going on with you, Queen? CJ, peace. What's going on? Like I said, the people never really was awake, but definitely sleep for sure now. Kev M, what's going on with you? I mean, man, I couldn't even. Jay Valentino, peace. What's going on? Dominique, what's going on with you, my brother? Evan King, King Grady, peace. What's going on with y'all? Hopefully y'all didn't fall victim to to the inauguration hypnosis yesterday. CJ, they about to start doing. See, they gonna start this whole thing off on a positive note. They may approve. Like I don't know if they finalize this other stimulus, but they probably gonna approve if they haven't already did it. Give people some more money. Give them another stimulus. Make it seem like, or make it appear as if everything is about to go good under the Biden administration. That's what it is, and of course, obviously, they have put Kamala Harris in there, and that's really what really put us back to sleep. We think we didn't accomplish something simply because Kamala Harris is in there. That is what's really killing us. That is what's really allowing us to let our guards down. So when they start implementing these policies that's really destroying us, they got us, man, because we don't want to blame. We're not going to want to blame the black. We ain't going to want to blame Kamala Harris. We're not going to want to blame her. We're not going to want to blame this man that we was, going to bat for, supporting 1,000% because we made Donald Trump the boogeyman. We're not going to want to do that. We still, for the most part, we probably still going to be blaming Donald Trump. Oh, CJ, we already know. We know how that go. We already know they exterminating us in a lot of different ways. But they got to keep us distracted. They got to keep us asleep in order to exterminate us properly. King Grady, most definitely. We always should be focused on ourselves, man. Definitely stand prepared, man. Having your survival kits, just learning self-defense, getting your stamina up, getting that endurance up, getting your strength up, doing some strength training and all of that. Fungay, no doubt. That's why you see me. I had to kind of correct myself. I almost said it, but the end of the day, we already know that that's a tactic, man. So they put her in there for a reason. They put her in there for a reason, and they knew what that would do to the people, to the black people. They knew what that would do to the black people if they placed her in that position. And they getting exactly what they knew. They getting exactly what they hoped for. They getting exactly what they wished. They getting exactly what they knew would happen. They getting the exact reaction because, again, we so predictable as people. We are very predictable people. And the reason why we are predictable is because we have been programmed by them. So when they have programmed us, when they control the programming, then they know exactly how we will act because they control the programming. So they know exactly what the reaction will be. And it's always a reaction. We never proactive with it. We always reacted, responded. So we never taking that proactive approach to anything in life, especially when it comes to politics. We always reacting. We always reacting. So happy to get Trump out of there. I'm trying to figure out what y'all think Biden about to do for y'all. What y'all think Kamala finna do for y'all? How is y'all life? How are y'all lives finna drastically or dramatically improve? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know, man. How is life about to drastically or dramatically improve for us? I can answer that question. Not much is going to change for you unless you make it happen, unless you make the change. So nobody's going to hand you anything. But yeah, Fungi, man. Yeah, the whole Kamala situation, man. It's a problem, man. You can't even have a conversation with you can't even have a conversation with most people, man, because they looking at the significance of Kamala Harris being in that position. So you can't even have a political conversation these days, man, with people about that particular situation. David Webb, peace. What's going on with you? Fungi, no doubt. You know, that's exactly how I feel about it. You know, for the most part, this the problem that people had with old Trump. He was overt with how he felt. He was overt with his feelings. Most of the white people you come in contact with, they remain in the closet. They remain in the closet. And when it all boils down to it, when it's actually time to go to war, when it's actually time to fight, we know whose side they really own at the end of the day. And what are they really doing to destroy the power structure that their ancestors have built? They really not doing much. They really not doing much. A lot of these white people they will never relinquish that white privilege to really fight side by side with black folks and experience the black struggle. A lot of them are not willing to let go of that white privilege for the most part. They're going to enjoy and embrace the fruits of the labors that their ancestors left behind for them, which is what we call white privilege. So a lot of them are not willing to relinquish that in order to really experience the black struggle. A lot of them not with it like that. That's what we call the closet races. They are more dangerous than the overt races. Tavis, peace, what's going on? Lindell, peace, what's going on? So again, we gotta watch them a lot more than we watching the overt races. So we paying attention to Donald Trump when we really should be paying attention to what is Joe Biden finna hit us with. Joe Biden would be the closet races that I'm talking about. The one that's appearing to be on your side, but when the doors are closed, he the one using the N-word in reference to us. That is what Joe Biden is. Y'all got to understand the age of Joe Biden. Y'all got to understand who raised Joe Biden in the era that he grew up in. The era that he grew up in and the people that raised Joe Biden, they wasn't too fond of black folks, man. So we got to know and understand that that's how he was raised. He was indoctrinated with that viewpoint, and it hasn't left him. It hasn't left him. Contrary to what they want you to believe. Contrary to what they want you to believe. But again, we too quick to let our guards down. We too quick to let our guards down. Nick, what's going on? Kev Mose, that they definitely they definitely cannot understand. They can't understand our struggle. They can't feel our struggle. Honestly, I really don't care for them to feel the struggle. Like, I don't really care about this. The thing about it, if some white people care to feel the struggle, care to fight for us and be on our sides, that's cool. But I honestly don't care if they do or if they don't. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, I'm at a point where I really feel like we don't actually need their support. So them walking around marching, talking about Black Lives Matter, but y'all know how I feel about that movement in the first place. But them choosing to be side by side with us fighting what we got to fight, like that don't make me feel good about humanity. I really don't care about that. They can choose to stay on their side of town. That's fine with me. What I'm more concerned with is my people unifying. I don't care about any other group of people unifying with us. I care about my people unifying to fight this fight first. At the end of the day, that's what's more important to me. Us unifying, not them, not white folks unifying with us, not Asians unifying with us. Like, I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about black folks unifying with black folks. First and foremost. First and foremost. That's what we need to do first and foremost before we concern ourselves with outsiders trying to connect and fight with us. Yeah, Jay Valentino, Biden is definitely the one to worry about the most. And a lot of people letting their guards down. Biden and Kamala, that's a dangerous combination. That's a dangerous combination because the powers that be are about to really utilize them as tools. They about to use them as big time tools. Like I said, everything gonna start off like it's peaches and cream, like it's all positive and right and exact. It might last for a few months to like a year. Then things gonna start getting real. Things gonna start getting real. And the way I'm looking at it, people still, like I said, gonna still be blaming Trump for the things that's gonna happen. Oh, because Trump created this mess for 4 years, whoop, wop, wham. But then everything that's good, everything good that happens, they're gonna give credit to Biden. They're gonna give credit to Kamala. But everything bad that happens, they're gonna blame Trump. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Because that's what happened when Obama was in. Everything good that happened, they gave Obama the credit. Everything bad that happened, they gave Bush the credit. They was like, man, he can't clean up that mess that Bush left for 8 years and all that. But when something good happened, it was Obama. They praised Obama. So we about to see that same cycle. We about to see that same exact cycle repeat itself. Dominique, and no doubt, and again, when people hear me talk about white folks, then they start using words like racist and all that. When, like, I've broken down, like Neely Fuller Jr., Francis Cress Wilson, they broke down how we cannot be racist, but that's a whole nother video. But when people hear me talk about white folks, then they start throwing words out there like racist, you discriminating, this, that, and the third. Cool. I'm just pointing out the truth. I'm just pointing out the truth in regards to white folks, man. And then I'm not even mad at them. So if y'all in this position of power and you the CEO of a big corporation, I'm not mad at you for hiring people that you can relate to. I'm not mad at you for hiring people that look like you. I'm not mad at that, because if I was in the same position, guess what? Naturally, I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing. Like, we naturally are going to gravitate towards the people who we can relate to and connect with. So I'm not mad at when I look at this white-owned corporation, it's all white people at the top. That's naturally how that's gonna work. I would be lying if I sit here and said if I was the owner of a big black corporation, I wouldn't have a ton of black people at the top. I'm not mad at that. That is how you're supposed to operate. That is how you're supposed to operate. Like, I'm not mad at white people for doing that. I'm more so mad at black people for crying about the white folks doing it instead of creating our own system. Stop crying about these white folks at the top of these corporations only hiring their people and discriminating against us. Create your own corporation and do the same thing for your people. We can't expect for them to change their nature and all of a sudden even out the playing field. That's not how power works, man. Power is never evenly distributed. It is always uneven. It is always uneven. So it will always be that power struggle. It will never be evenly distributed. If it's a corporation, if it's a white-owned corporation and there's 10 spots at the top, it's not going to be 5 whites and 5 blacks. It's not going to happen like that. You may get 6 or 7 whites and you may get a black person. You may get a woman, and then you may get like an Asian or a Latino or something like that. But the majority will be Caucasian male. Like, that's how that's gonna work. That is how it works. And I'm not mad at it. That's just how it works. If I was the head of a big black corporation, that's how it would work also. Not mad at that. Not mad at white folks for doing that. Not mad at white folks for trying to keep the power. Not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. So a lot of people don't understand that. Like I said, I'm more mad at us depending on them to give us these opportunities. I'm more mad at us depending on them to promote us to the top of the corporation. Man, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Of course, obviously, you're going to have token blacks within all these corporations, but it's too many of us for that. And we deserve a lot more. We deserve a lot more power than we have, but nobody is going to give you the power. Nobody is going to give you the power. You must create your own opportunities and manifest your own form of power. Listen, power is the ability to create, the ability to do, the ability to be. Power is not something that's handed to you. So we all have the ability to do, be, whatever it is that we want to do and be. So we must exercise that power collectively and start creating our own instead of looking to them like, hey, I'm not getting promoted on this job. I'm angry. Y'all discriminating. Yes, they are, but they're not going to admit it. And that's one of the hardest things to prove. That's one of the hardest things to prove. Try to take that to court and say you're not getting promoted because they discriminating against you. It's hard to prove that. So instead of trying to prove that and fight this system that wasn't designed for us in the first place, man, create your own job, create your own opportunity, create your own corporation. That's what we must do. That's what we must do. We need to stop relying on Joe Biden and this wicked system to give us opportunities. Every 4 years, it's the same old song and dance. Why is it the same old song and dance every 4 years? Because we continuing to not take the power and put it in our own hands every 4 years. We dependent upon this system year after year to give us opportunities. And that's why every 4 years we begging for, we asking for the same exact things. Notice every 4 years we are literally asking for the same things. Oh, we need better jobs, better paying jobs. Like that's one of the main things that we are always asking for. Why are we asking for that every 4 years? At a point, it's got to click that instead of us asking the system to give us better paying jobs, we got to create those opportunities for ourselves. M Reaper 773, appreciate you. Peace. What's going on? Tydon, what's going on with you? Fun gay, no doubt about it. I'm gonna put that up on the screen for the people to see it, for the people to bear witness to what you said. Said he was born in Africa, grew up in England, but it makes my blood boil when I hear Caucasians trying to divide blacks born here versus the continent and berate our people, my brothers and sisters. Again, acknowledging the fact that that is a Caucasian thing. That is something that white people did. They created that division between the African and then the so-called African American or the black here in America. They created that division. That is something that the Europeans did. That's divide and conquer. They want to make it appear as if the Africans and the blacks don't get along or don't like each other. That's something that they have created. That is something that they have manufactured and constructed. They did that. They did that. Bobby, what's going on with you, bro? Man, Fun Gay, all we got to do is summon that collective like that. All we got to do is just unify. All we got to do is unify. The energy behind the unification is enough to destroy the belly of the beast, destroy Babylon, whatever you want to refer to it as. That collective energy is enough. Dominique, no doubt, man. I went, like I said, man, I went to a white college, man, and the people, those students at the time were so clueless to things that we had to face as black folks in America. And they were swearing that they didn't know it was that bad out here still for us. It's like, obviously you didn't know that because a little small town that you grew up in, there are no black people. There are no black people in that small town. So obviously you would be oblivious to what's going on. Got to get out of your bubble. Snuggle 668, no doubt. My pops used to tell me that all the time. He used to tell us something. He was like, let a white man tell you this, and I guarantee you will listen. Like subconsciously, we program to look at them as superior. We still program like that for the most part. For the most part, a lot of people are still programmed to view anything that's white as superior, anything that's black as inferior or dirty. We still program subconsciously on that level for the most part. Montel, what's going on with you? OG have crazy, man. Appreciate you. Jay Valentino, like I said, you already know. That's a whole nother topic. I've broken this down several times, but we definitely cannot be racist. I'm putting it on the screen. Definitely cannot be racist. Listen, me getting on this stream talking about white folks is not going to cause a white child to be discriminated against in corporate America. I don't have the power to miseducate an entire group of white people. I'm not doing that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not, my information that I'm letting out in the media is not responsible for misguiding a whole entire group of people, causing them to be blind to their true selves, causing them to act other than their own selves. We're not doing that. We don't have that type of impact. We don't have that type of power. Jason, peace. What's going on with you? No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Racism is all about power. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. Really though. Peace. What's going on? Oh, Tavis, man, we know reparations ain't coming to us anytime soon at all. Like, we know that. We know that. Joe ain't finna do that. They ain't finna give us no reparations. What they gonna do, they may give you another little stimulus payment. Then we gonna act like, yep, they the greatest because they gave us another stimulus payment. They the goats now. All of a sudden, they give us another stimulus payment. They the goats. They the greatest of all times. They the greatest to ever exist. They the greatest to ever do this thing. Like, come on, man. Come on. The first few moves that they make after being inaugurated, the first few moves that they make will be beneficial, will be positive. But they doing that for a reason. They're not gonna come out the gate just destroying our freedoms and all that type of stuff, man. They ain't gonna come out the gate with that because that'll be too obvious. That'll be too obvious. So they got to come out the gate with some positive things. All right, we gonna give them this stimulus. We might increase the minimum wage or something, man. They're going to do some positive things, man, like 3 to 5 of those positive things, man. Then, meanwhile, behind the scenes, they done already whipped up the negative things that they're going to throw out here and kill us with and hit us with. They just waiting on the right time. They just waiting on the right time to put it on us. Yeah, Jason. Yeah. The definition of racism is using power to stop another race. Yeah, and it's systematic, systemic. When they start talking about white supremacy and racism, it's systemic. That's what it is. Like when people hear remarks, when people listen to people talk, and they call the words that they are spitting out racism, that is incorrect. That may be a prejudice. That's all that it is. But it's not racism. Racism is more systemic, systematic. Me talking about white folks in a negative light and white folks talking about black folks in a negative light is not necessarily racism. It's not necessarily racism. That may just be a prejudice. Big difference between being prejudiced and being racist or racism. Big difference. And people don't understand the differences there. We all have our prejudices, man. We all have that. But racism, again, is more systemic. Like you said, it's all about power. And blacks collectively, we have the power. I don't like to say we don't have that power because we have it. We just haven't tapped into it. We haven't realized the power. But as of now, blacks don't have the collective power to be racist. Blacks don't have the collective power to practice racism. We don't have it. It's nothing that I can do or say that will in any way, shape, or form damage the elevation of a white person in America. Nothing that I can do or say that will damage the elevation, the success, the progress of a white person in America. But there's plenty that they can do and say that can damage my progress in America. That's racism. Me just talking, that's all it is. Me just talking. But I really can't cause no harm to them. Now, we could cause the harm, and I don't mean physical harm, but we can cause the harm if we came together collectively, which is why they fear that. Which is why they fear it. Snuggle 668, man, appreciate the donation. Oh man, dude, that's people not donating to you today because you are dark skinned with dreads. Nah, bro, that ain't it. That ain't it. That's funny though. Yeah, M Reaper, definitely no more the victim mentality, man, because again, we have collectively now, when we come together and unify, there is no group of people that have as much power as we do collectively. So that's why we gotta understand that, man. We really gotta understand that. Like I said, man, that's why I don't really partake in the divide and conquer, the Willie Lynch nonsense. I don't like to divide. I don't like to divide my people. I don't like to do that. I don't like to do that. And like I was mentioning in the other video, I'm starting to see the gender war thing. And I guarantee you they behind that. Guarantee you they behind that. And what's happening is a lot of the content creators are falling right into their hands. All right. So they didn't set this whole agenda out to create this gender war. And this gender war is mainly affecting Black people. You really don't see other groups of people placing the man against the woman on a large, massive scale and platform like we do. The only people that you really see bashing each other as far as the gender war is concerned on a massive scale are Black people. I cannot make this up. Please go find me a bunch of platforms dedicated to white men and white women going back and forth, bashing one another. Please go find me. Please go find me on a massive scale. Asian men and Asian women going back and forth, bashing one another. Please go find that for me. Please. That's homework, man. If y'all can find it on a massive scale, man, I'll pay you. But I don't think you will be able to find it. What you will be able to find, though, are a lot of these Black content creators feeding right into the hands of the beast with this whole gender war thing. Every other Black content creator that you see that's talking about relationship on some level, it's got something to do. It's igniting that fire between the gender wars. It's igniting that fire. It's igniting that fire. Playing right into their hands, man. Playing right into their hands by doing that. They just sitting back laughing. They like, look at these idiots. Look at these idiots. Causing their destruction even further. Playing right into our hands. Like we playing right into the hands, man. And that's crazy. That's sad, man. But please go find me like some Asian men and women going back and forth talking about it's a gender war and all that. Go find a white man and white woman. And listen, these people don't get along neither. Like the white man and white woman, they have their issues. But again, on a massive scale, on a massive platform, you're not seeing them bashing each other consistently. I mean, people paying folks to see folks bash the Black woman. People paying folks to see the Black woman bash the Black man. Like, that's crazy. It's getting funded out here. King Grady, along with not having we definitely don't have the economic power, but then at the same time, it's like we complain about not having representation in these jobs when really we shouldn't. We shouldn't want to have representation in these white owned jobs, these white corporations. We should want representation in our own corporation. I don't want to be recognized at the top of Walmart. Like, come on, man. At the end of the day, who is that benefiting the most? Like at the end of the day, me moving up the chain, working my tail off for Walmart, who is that really benefiting at the end of the day? Like at the end of the day, that's benefiting on white folks, man. So we need to be creating our own corporations and we need to be busting our tails for our own corporations, period. Employing our own people. Stop relying on the system to give employment to our people. We can do that. That's something that we can do. We don't need anybody to help us with that. Yeah, really, though. Let me go ahead and put that on the screen. We seek approval rather than our own uniformity and organization, because then we are faced to hold ourselves accountable for ourselves. Exactly. We've been programmed to not like accountability. Lindell, another comment. I'm putting comments on the screen today. That stimulus money got them psyched out. We must stop the short-term thinking. It only impedes your progress. Exactly. So people get a little excited because, oh, they're going to give us 1,400, whatever it is that they're giving us. They're going to give us the 1,400. Get excited, short term. But again, it's the long-term implications. It's the long-term ramifications behind what's going on. That's what we need to think about. CJ, no doubt. But then at the end of the day, when we break it down, just geographically speaking, that's where everything originated from. But we was everywhere. We wasn't just here. We wasn't just in Africa when the continent split. We was everywhere, man. You could have found us in Asia. You could have found us anywhere. We was everywhere, man. There's books out here called Blacks in Europe. So you could have found us anywhere. But Africa is where everything originated from. So we sprang out from Africa and we went to all these other places and we traveled and did this, that, and the third. But they trying to create that disconnect because they actually want to claim Africa. They doing a good job with Egypt and South Africa. You look at Egypt and you look at South Africa, you would think the original inhabitants of Egypt were like Arab looking people. Nope. Those are the people that came over there and conquered the people that look like me and you. That's where you get that from. Then you look at South Africa. It's a lot of white folks over there in South Africa. They really trying to take South Africa to second USA. They really trying to take that over. Really trying to take that one over. To die. And black people definitely need to cooperate, but what's happening? They have created this dysfunction. They have created this split and division between the black man and the black woman. It is impossible for us to cooperate and unify when the black man and the black woman cannot get along. They have done a wonderful and fabulous job at creating that division and that separation. They have done a fabulous job in getting us to go to war with each other. There is a big issue with black men, black women coming together because they have created it and a lot of people are buying into it. So Renzo, my brother, what's going on with you? Yeah, Funke, and that's what I talked about, man. We're going to put that on the screen for the people to see it. But we definitely need to take our talents, our skills, our interests, and we need to use that for the betterment and the progress of our people. Instead, we have all these qualifications that Funke mentioned all these skills, but we'll go work in these white-owned corporations. And they benefiting from our intelligence. They benefiting from our skill level. They benefiting from our talents. We need to take our talent, skill, passions, interests, whatever the case may be, intellect, and we need to use that to progress our people. Yeah, Jay Valentino, man, you know, like the Asadas out here, man, we need a lot more. We need a lot more. I never argue that. And we also need a lot more militant black men. We need a lot more militant black men. You see the brother behind me, Khalid Muhammad. We don't have too many talking like Khalid Muhammad was talking. We don't have too many people willing to face the beast like Khalid Muhammad was willing to face the beast. We don't have too many Huey Newtons out here. We don't have too many Amos N. Wilsons out here any longer. So we also got to step it up in regards to just being real militant with it. D, peace, what's going on? David Webb, we putting that up. We're going to put that up on the screen. What is required is a black economic base to be created to go into a joint economic strategy to invade the politics in America and create an economic base of unity. Where does it start? Man, and then we need to get the elder Claude Anderson. Claude Anderson talked about that in his book, Powernomics. And he basically talked about the political process in regards to presidency and us needing to put our money behind a candidate. See, that at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. See, we choosing between two people who don't have our best interests at heart, and we not putting money behind them. What we gonna need to start doing, if we're not willing to change this system, well, not change the system, if we're not willing to create our own system, then we got to start putting money behind people. We got to start funding campaigns. We got to start paying people. We got to start coming together collectively saying, all right, this is the candidate that we gonna put our money behind. When you put the money behind the candidate, they gonna look out for you. They gonna look out for you. That's the reason why some of these white folks are protected, because they have what they call lobbyists. They didn't put the money behind these candidates. So we got to start doing the same thing. If we're not willing to create our own system, we got to start putting money behind people. That's one thing them white folks ain't gonna reject. When you start putting that money behind it, when you start putting that money behind it, then they gonna look out for them. They gonna look out for you. They want that money. But I feel like we should just create our own system. But it is a way to play the game. And Claude Anderson talked about it in Powernomics. Put money behind the candidate. We never put money behind anybody, and we expect for people to look out for us. But we don't put money behind people. We put that moral and verbal support behind them. That's not enough. If you really want somebody to protect your interests, you got to really put the money behind them. And say, if you don't support black people, we taking away the money. We taking away that support. Todd Don, that's crazy. But I've actually heard about that between the Caribbeans and the Africans in London. I've heard that. So that's crazy, man. It's everywhere, and they behind it. They behind it. They behind it. Savon, no doubt. Discrimination, prejudice, whatever you want to refer to it as, not the same as being racist, not the same as racism. Yeah, Fungay. And then at that point, reparations wasn't given to us. We took it. And that's the only way you're going to get reparations. You got to take it. The only way you're going to get it. Torenzo, no doubt. And it's all a game, too. It's all a game. What they say, chess, not checkers. It's all a game. Beast reincarnated. I'm not going to be surprised. Listen, I'm not going to be surprised in 2021. Before things get worse, things will appear to be getting better. Not going to be surprised. All right, they finna give people the stimulus. Then they mess around. Then the COVID numbers may mess around and decrease. So that's how they're going to really lull us back to sleep. They're going to make it appear as if everything is getting back to normal. Then I think 2022 is going to be the year. I think 2022 is going to be the year, or toward the end of 2021, when they start in certain policies that's taking away our freedoms and things of that nature. They already really getting like powerful when it comes to censorship. So that's something that they're doing on the low. That's something that they're doing on the low currently. But I feel like toward the end of 2021, that's when we're going to see things get real. But right now, they got to try to clean up the mess that they believe Trump then created. So they got to make they got to make black people feel satisfied with the fact that they supported Biden. So they got to make sure black people feel like, all right, we was behind Biden. We got to feel satisfied behind being behind him. We got to make them feel like that was a good decision. So they're going to do some things that benefit us to begin with. Then it's going to get real. Dominique, and I know all about it. I know all about that. Don't matter how qualified you are as a black person in corporate America, in white America, don't matter how qualified you are. At the end of the day, it's only a few spots for black people at the top. When that number is reached, they are not letting any more black people in that top spot or at the top or in that room. They not doing it. They not doing it. It's only a few slots. So if you're working for a corporation, they already got about 2 or 3 black people at the top. You not getting in there until something happens to one of those black people. And that's just a fact. It could be 20 spots at the top. If it's 3 black people at the top, you probably not gonna get in there. They're not gonna make it 4. That's too many. That's too many for you. David Webb, I feel like the collective starts. This is what I feel like. Just like back in the day, there was a lot of organizations starting. I feel like just whether it be locally, but now we can do things virtually. I just feel like the people that's on this thread, that's one thing that I'm working on. Getting people together, like minds, getting together behind closed doors. And we start leading by action. So I think it starts with us, people that's talking about what we're talking about, coming together collectively, doing what needs to be done. And now it's easier to do that more so than in the past, because like I said, we can do things virtually now. So we don't necessarily have to meet up in the physical. We can do a lot of things virtually. So I think it starts with us. I think it starts with us. Jay Valentino, man, I don't see it at all. And like I said, listen, black men and black women having dysfunctional relationships, we not the only group of people who have these issues. Like I said, man, white women can't stand white men. They can't stand their own men at all. But you don't see this on a massive scale. You're not going to see it promoted and pushed. Man, listen, I didn't heard some Asian women talk about they men. I mean, this is out here. It's not just black men and black women that have these problems. It is just, it's being highlighted and magnified, and it's being pushed and promoted for a reason. And we feed right into it. Feed right into it. Mahogany Honey, peace, what's going on with you? Yeah, fun gay. And then with that, man, and you got to think about too how this stuff impacts the youth. So when the youth starts to get of age and they get on YouTube and all they see is black men and black women bashing one another, man, you got to know and understand how that's impacting the mind of the youth. If that's all that they seeing, then it don't make it any better that they may have grew up in that dysfunctional household. So we really got to do better in regards to that, man. We have got to stop promoting and pushing that nonsense, man. That is toxicity at its finest. We got to stop pushing and promoting that, man. We ain't the only group of people out here, man, to where the men and women just be at odds at times. So we don't have to go that hard with bashing one another, man. It's not that deep, not that serious. Now, Tavon, now with us being the only ones that make destructive music, nah. White folks got us beat at that. You listen to that rock, man. You listen to some of that rock and roll. Yo, no, some of that music is crazy. Hence why you have people, man, nah, yeah. White folks got some gothic music out here that's very destructive and strange. So we ain't the only ones that do that now. They go about it in a weird Eminem type of way. See, we talk about the gunplay and all that type of stuff. White folks' music, when it comes to like being destructive and killing and all that, is another way, they be crazy with it. So it's not gonna necessarily be the gunplay, but they gonna talk about chopping body parts up and stuff like that. They got plenty of music like that. They do it in that Eminem type of way. So they got a lot of destructive music again, but it just don't get promoted. But man, you can listen. It's some white artists out here, man, that got some crazy music, and white folks be loving it. Hence where you get gothic white folks from. That whole gothic mindset, man. They got a lot of music that's backing that. Beast Reincarnated, man. Appreciate that donation. And I think I answered your question about the 2021 events. Oh, JB, man, and oh man, you brought up that name, man. I be seeing a lot, but it be people that not even that cat, man. It be just a lot of other people. It just be a lot of other people. It be a lot of other people that's feeding right into the negativity, right into that toxic narrative. J.O., you wonder what I feel about my thoughts on the UN. At the end of the day, when it comes, like I used to dabble with doing the knowledge to things like the UN and whatnot. My whole thing right now with all of that, I don't feel like we need to try to be a part of anything other than just unifying collectively and creating our own front. So I don't feel like we need to align ourselves with anything that already exists. I feel like now is the time for us to create something new on all levels. And we got David Webb with another question. When will we as people get out of the struggle mentality and unify evolutionary towards revolutionary progress? David Webb, that's a good question. And I almost really wish I had a set date answer for you. Because with the current events and the way people got rocked back to sleep, I really don't know. I just really don't know, man. We done had several situations in the past that should have caused people to wake up and realize exactly what it is that you just said and get up out the struggle mentality. So we done had a lot of situations in the past that should have activated that type of energy amongst the people or within the people, and it didn't. So I don't know what it's going to take, honestly. The only thing that I can really focus on are the people that, like I said, that know better, coming together and doing what's necessary and required. Yeah, Lindell, when we tap into the black power, the problem is when we tap into the black power and we start manifesting that black power, we lack the military. We lack a military, so we can't defend ourselves. So that's why a lot of us feel powerless. A lot of us feel hopeless and helpless and all of that, because every time that we strive to do things for us, by us, like you said, it's attacked, threatened, bombed, we murdered, assassinated, whatever you want to call it. Because again, we don't have that military. We can't protect our investments as best as we should. Yeah, Dominic. Yeah, man. Hey, I think everybody on this stream that supported me in one way, shape, or form, one way or another. So it's all love. I just thought that was a funny comment, though. He said, because I'm dark skinned with the dreads. That's crazy. That was funny. Louisiana, what's going on with you, my brother? Fun game, man. I'm already knowing. They, like I said, they trying to take credit for Egypt and South Africa for the most part. Of course, they working their way through other parts of Africa, but they definitely whitewashing, Arab washing Egypt and South Africa, though. Sharifman, there you go. Put it on the screen. All right. Can't understand the excitement of Biden and Kamala. Do they not know Biden's history? Illusion of presidents. They, even if they do know it, they don't care, because what they gonna say? This is what they gonna say, Sharifman. I'm gonna keep that on the screen. This is what they gonna say, even if they do get the knowledge to Biden's history. They gonna say, well, it ain't as bad as Trump. It ain't worse than Trump. That's what they gonna say. So they just don't care. They just gonna tell you it's not worse than Trump, and they gonna leave it at that. Yeah, Montel, and that's what I said, man. That's the main thing I said. I said, all right, so Joe Biden and Kamala, they in there. So now what's next? I mean, that question right there kills you, right there. Now what's next? And the way people gonna answer that is going to prove my point. Well, we just gotta wait and see. See, that's the problem. We don't gotta wait and see. If I ask you what's next and you say to wait and see, then again, you have now become dependent upon this system, which you should not be. So the incorrect answer is to wait and see. I'm not waiting. I'm not about to wait and see what Biden does. I'm not about to wait and see. For one, Biden ain't gonna do anything that they don't give him the power to do. You know, so they already got the plans laid out for what they are about to allow him to do. They already got the script written for Biden and Kamala. They already got it written. As Nas said, it was written. So they already got it written. Fun game, man. I'm with you 1,000%. And it's crazy because, ironically, man, I done just been connecting with a lot of different, I trained Jamaican. I done been talking to some African brothers. It's like all of us need to come together, man. It's even a disconnect between a lot of Jamaicans and black folks in America, let alone the Jamaicans and the African. Like, they got us so divided. Like, it's a disconnect there. Like, we all need to be unified, man. We all got the same enemy. Listen. When you break down and you study the Rastafarians and what they preach, teach, and believe, it's not too far-fetched from what, as a 5% of what we preach, teach, and believe. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, a lot of us are talking the same type of talk. So it's nothing for us to come together, because a lot of us realize we do have the same common enemy. Like, literally, when you study the doctrine, when you study the doctrine of the Rastafarians, man, I'm telling you, it sounds so similar to what we saying. It's crazy. David Webb, that's crazy. You lived there for 27 years. I can imagine what you witnessed. I've heard things about South Africa, but I can imagine what you witnessed. Man, Fungay talking to y'all, man. Y'all gonna listen to Fungay one day. Be that real about black unity. If a black person didn't cook it, don't eat it. If a black person didn't get paid to pay well to make it, don't buy it. End of it. Find a black plumber and so on. Unite for real. Exactly. Man, you know how many people that then walked in my gym and said, man, they was trying to find a black person, like a black gym, so that they can support it? That's what we need to do. Man, kill your gym memberships for these white gyms. Man, go find you somebody black and pay them. You know what I mean? Like, we got to start doing things like that, man. We got to start making them suffer like that. Oh, David Webb, no doubt. Long live, Brother Khaled. Yeah, David, with Powernomics, man. Like I said, Claude Anderson laid it down. The Under Scorpion, peace, what's going on? Most definitely. We definitely got to get that detailed plan. And matter of fact, some of our ancestors didn't even already laid out a plan in the blueprint. Amos and Wilson gave us a blueprint. The blueprint to Black Power. Amos and Wilson gave it to us already. All we really got to do is follow it. So we already got the blueprint. Like, it's in that book. The blueprint to Black Power. Amos and Wilson did the work to lay the foundation to give us the blueprint in regards to what we need to do. It's right there in this book. About 700, 800 pages. All we got to do is follow what's in the book. That's all we got to do. That's it. King Grady, putting that on the screen. Most brothers are scared. Can't even talk black. I know that old too well. When I start talking like how I'm talking, people say, oh, you need to stop talking about that. You need to watch what you say. You always talking that black stuff. Okay. Not having a conversation with this brother. Sharif me. Yep. Claude Anderson gave us the breakdown. And before Claude Anderson was Amos and Wilson. Matter of fact, I feel like that's where he got some of the breakdown from, because it's kind of similar. It's kind of similar. Fungay, and that's where I'm at with it. Our own everything, man. I be trying to find, listen, I be trying to find a black version of everything before I go out of my way to give money to these white corporations, man. If I can find somebody black that made it, that designed it, I'm gonna go get that. I'm gonna go get it there first. I'm gonna go get it there first. King Grady, is crazy that I started talking about Amos and Wilson and you mentioned something about Amos and Wilson. Talking about money, Amos Wilson talked about how the Asians got the mayor to take blacks off the streets of Harlem, even though blacks were patronizing their business at the same time. That's right in Amos Wilson book. He talks about this. He talks about how they did that. He talks about how other ethnic groups don't really care about presidency. Black folks are the free agents when it comes to that. Hence why everybody's trying to win a black vote and not the Asian and the Korean vote, because the Asian and the Koreans ain't really too concerned about all that. Everybody is always trying to win the black vote because we the free agents. We the free agents. David with another good one. Want to take a political leader who is willing to put his or her neck in the line and pull those of us who have created economic clout to back their political agenda. Man, hey, David, I'm at a point now where I'm actually tired of like the leadership situation, because it's enough of us, man, that have this knowledge that can act on that. We don't necessarily have to wait on a so-called savior. We don't have to wait on that leader figure. Nah, man, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this without having to have somebody lead us. It's enough of us, man, that have the know-how, that have the intellect, that have the talent, skill, all of that, to be able to just construct the system. We don't need to wait for one person. We don't need to wait for one person to come out of nowhere or to rise up and say, all right, my people do this. No, once you realize what it is that you need to do in regards to your role in this fight, then you do that. You do that. So we don't need to wait for one person to come and unify us and collect us all and tell us what we need to do. No, whatever it is that you feel like your purpose is in this fight, you dedicate your life to that. You dedicate your life to that. You dedicate your life to that, man. Whatever it is you feel like your purpose is, you dedicate your life to that in regards to helping out your people in that particular realm. That's what we need to start doing a lot more of. Oh, Tavon, man, no doubt. No doubt. It's a lot of things that we think is happening for the greater good that's actually wicked in its origin or wicked in its intent. So it's a lot of situations like that. Sweet Tea, peace, what's going on? Yeah, Beach reincarnated with the 2021 predictions. I don't know if you missed it when I talked about it, but like I said, man, they're gonna do a lot of good things, man, to just satisfy black folks so that black folks can feel okay with the fact they put all their support morally and verbally behind Biden and Kamala. So they're gonna do a lot of things to just kind of satisfy the black folks, man, keep the black folks satisfied. And then I feel like 2022, that's when they're gonna start hitting us over the head. Thunder Scorpion, no doubt. It's either that, it's either infiltrating their system or it's creating your own system, creating your own matrix. So those are the only two ways to go about it. You either infiltrate this system and destroy it from within and then create a new one based off of the destruction of the old one, or you just create your own matrix. David Webb, no doubt. What's stopping? Listen, I'm gonna keep it simple like this. What's stopping 10 of us on this stream? What's stopping 10 of us right now coming together right when this stream is over, saying, all right, look, every month we gonna put $50 in such and such account. And then once it gets up to a certain extent, we're gonna start rotating the pot. And whatever endeavor you want to fund, you can fund it using this rotating credit system. Whatever endeavor you want to fund, you can utilize it. You can utilize the funds from this rotating credit system and this, that, and the third, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So again, we can just bring out the math. We can just bring out the math. So again, 10 of us. Let's just say 10 of us, man, we come together, man, and we find a way to put up $300 a month or something. Just 10 of us. Man, that's $3,000 a month. That's $3,000 a month, which will get you $36,000 at the end of the year. Now, that may not seem like much, but we do that consistently enough, then we increase the input. Once we increase the input, then that continues to rise, that continues to increase. So then that amount that we have put in that pot is just continuing to increase. And again, this is not money that we have to tap into only when we need to tap into it, because we building this fund up to get some land, get some property. Then once we get the land with those funds, then guess what? Now we didn't purchase an asset. Now we're able to generate more revenue from that asset. So then we can that will allow us to put more money into the pot. So we can start there. 10 of us coming together, say, man, we want to get this land. We want to get a piece of land. We want to buy this apartment complex, whatever it is, how much we need. Then we just figure out what's the proper amount of money to store up a month from the 10 of us to reach that goal. What's stopping us from doing that? I didn't try to do that with some people around me. Didn't work. But I'm asking my people on here, what's stopping us from doing that? What's stopping us from saying, all right, man, we want to start buying up blocks. If it costs 40 or 50,000, what's stopping about 10 of us coming together and saying, all right, we're gonna We're gonna put up $200-300. We just gonna start there a month. We'll put all that type of money in the stock market. So why can't we do that amongst ourselves to buy up land, to buy up blocks, to buy up communities, to buy up buildings? So they got us out. They got us out here running to put our money into the stock market and buy up cryptocurrency. Why we couldn't come together collectively, just 10 of us, man, and just put up 3,000 a month? Yeah, AC Shine, man. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Alonzo, peace. What's going on? Yeah, Dominique, like I said, man, white folks got some sadistic music. White folks got some sadistic music. So yeah, they got some crazy music out here. Sharif, man, I got the answer for that just from studying history. It still baffles me how we went from ruling the world to being in the current state we in spiritually, mentally, physically, and economically. How did we fall so far? Hey, all great kingdoms fall. That's a natural part of life. We ain't gonna stay on top forever. But again, that comes from us analyzing history, studying our strengths and weaknesses. They prey on our weakness. One of the main ways that they prey on our weakness is through religion. It's through that so-called spirituality, the emotions. That is our downfall. We are too forgiving. We are too trustworthy as a people. And that tends to allow us to let our guards down too easily. That's how we fail. That's how we fail, man. It's not in our nature to really be savage like that. If we were savages by nature, like, we're not gonna let our guards down. If we see a foreign person coming to us, we're gonna kill him out the gate. We're not gonna look at him like, oh, okay, let's welcome him in with open arms, even though it's a stranger. No. So we were too kind, too compassionate, too loving of any and everybody. That's our nature, and that's just a weakness. And we got to look at that for what it is. We got to look at that for what it is, man. We not savage enough, man. We don't have it in our hearts, man, to be like that. To say, oh, man, it's a stranger, let me kill him. That's how they used to operate. And that's the difference between a lot of people talk about, oh, well, black folks used to enslave black folks. Africans used to enslave Africans. Thing of it is, they kept their culture, prisoners of war and things of that nature. When we got enslaved, they took away our whole culture. I mean, they destroyed our culture, destroyed our history, rewrote it, whitewashed us. We wasn't doing that to one another. Like I said, you had tribes. You had wars going on amongst African tribes, African nations. That's natural. That's natural. That's nature. That's natural. That's nature. But even when we held them captive as a prisoner of war, and they still was able to keep their culture, their history, their language, all of that. When they took us, we weren't able to keep any of that. When they enslaved us, we weren't able to keep any of that. And if you tried to hold on to it, they killed you. If you tried to learn how to master their language, they killed you. If they found out you was a slave and they found out you was trying to learn how to read, they killed you. We wasn't on that. Nikki the Goddess, peace. What's going on? Fun gay, and that's kind of where I'm at with it in regards to the UN. It just ain't beneficial to us. If it was, man, we would have benefited from it already. Mr. King York, my man say, look like a conscious King Von. It's interesting. It's interesting, man. Tavon, like I said, man, Joe Biden ain't did nothing to make me say he is for black folks. But again, Trump was made the boogeyman. So it don't matter what Biden is, man. Biden could be the most wicked person on the planet. Trump that made everybody look at him a certain type of way. So at the end of the day, it don't matter. Man, they could have put George Bush back in there, and everybody would have been like, yes, we got George Bush back in office. Like, that's what we would have been on. David Webb, don't we know that the importance of imagery is what society has been brainwashed to accept as valuable? Most definitely. And this pertaining to McQueens out here, man. They made y'all accept a certain standard of beauty that is not your natural, not your natural look. But sometimes that conversation can be a little sensitive in regards to black women, man. They think that they not doing certain things because they're trying to look like white women. But subconsciously, some of the things that they choose to do, they are. They just don't even realize it. Just like on the flip side, there's certain things that black men do, which subconsciously you are trying to imitate or emulate the white man. Oh yeah, Sharif, and Plans was on them. Plans was on the desk before they even got sworn in. Plans was on the desk 10 years ago. Melanated Multiverse. Yeah, Nas and Dave. Man, Distant Relatives is one of my favorite albums. Yes, sir. Sharif, man, and that's what I'm saying, man. Like I said, a lot of people hear what we say in the Nation of Gods and Earth, 5% Nation of Gods and Earth. I'm telling you, when you study a lot of, man, listen, when y'all start studying, y'all hear this one thing I realized, because while I was getting the knowledge of myself through the Nation of Gods and Earth, I was also studying my history. And what I realized, and this is the reason why I gravitated towards it, because what I realized was my ancestors were saying the same thing, just different language. Same thing, just different language. That made me say, this is an actual fact, what they talking about. My ancestors were saying the same thing, just different language. D. McCullough, man, most doubt. Everyone sleep. Everyone sleep. They gonna deny it, man, but people sleep. People sleep. They think they big woke though, man. I was on my Facebook. I thought I had a better group of friends than what I had, man. I was surprised to see all that on my Facebook. And surprisingly, I was a little silent on the situation. I don't even need to get on Facebook with it no more. I just come on here and talk about it. But I thought I had a better group of friends than that, man. I might just have to delete everybody because that was crazy. Everybody was praising Kamala, was praising Biden. And look, what's crazy, it was people on there. Listen, this was funny about it. And sometimes I be wanting to comment. It was people on there praising Biden, praising Kamala, talking about Trump, this, then, the third. Some of these same people, man, their life actually improved under the administration of Trump. They done got promoted a few times, man. They making more money than they ever made. They done had some of their best years. So I'm like, what you really mad about? Like, what's finna change for you is what I'm saying. What is really about to change for you? How is your reality really about to change, man? Things were going up for you anyway because you was putting in the work. Donald Trump, the words that Donald Trump was out here spitting out was not preventing you from putting in the work that you needed to put in to make sure your universe was straight, to make sure you was progressing. You did all that on your own, contrary to what Donald Trump was out here talking about. You handled that on your own. Producer Hack, producer HAC. That blueprint is the Bible. That blueprint is the Bible. Fungated Observer, man, you already know. You already listen. The flag y'all see behind me, black folks made the flag. The only thing black folks ain't made is this hat I got on because I can't fit the hat. I got a hat right here that somebody black made, can't fit the joint, man, because, you know, the dreads get a little thick. But I got a black hat right in front of me that somebody black made. But y'all see everything behind me, black. This shirt, I got on a shirt. Y'all can see the shirt. 5% Nation God's Earth. Man, a God made it. So somebody black, the black man made the shirt I got on. So I be striving, man. I be striving to support my people, man, at all times. So mostly everything y'all see in my background, somebody black made it. So I ain't just talking this talk. David is Amos, Amos, N Wilson. Nero, peace, what's going on? Jamar, you say all of a sudden they had more white musicians performing than blacks. Yep. And it wasn't all of a sudden, like I said, they planned it, but you know, people ain't paying attention to that. People ain't paying attention to that. Quez, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about that app though. Yeah, Brandy, we the free agents, man. We the wild cards. Again, like I said, that's why they trying to win our votes. They got to win our votes. That's it. Mindy, man, let me put that on the screen. If it doesn't do anything for the improvement of African lives as a whole or the betterment of Africa in its entirety, I'm not for it. All the way from South Africa, man, I'm 100% with you. 100%, 1,000%. 1,000% with that. So, Layman Giles, what's going on with you? Yeah, fun game. Like I said, man, it's a lot of talented people in this thread, man, that's doing big things, man. So when y'all got stuff for us to support, let us know. Definitely let me know. I'm supporting it 100%. Like my man Dominique got some books out, supporting him 100%. Yeah, beast reincarnated, no doubt. And not only are we gonna walk right past the black person, we gonna criticize the black business, and we gonna air them out. We can't wait to air that black business out. I want us to have that same energy, keep that same energy when them Asians do you wrong, when them white folks do you wrong. Air that white business out like you want to air that black business out. Air that Asian business out like you air that black business out when they make a mistake. Because they gonna make mistakes, and they have made mistakes. So air them out the same way. Yeah, so they're the Susu pot. Yes, Susu pot, man. It's a lot of different names for that. But I got that from Amos Wilson. And ain't nothing stopping us from doing that. It ain't nothing stopping us from doing that, man. That's light work. That's something light. That's something light, man. We can all come together and discuss that, man, and put some money together like that, man. I'm guaranteeing y'all we can do that. We can own up neighborhoods and people won't even know about it. I really feel like that is where we need to start. 10, 15 of us coming together, man, putting a certain amount in a pot monthly. I really feel like that's a good starting point. Rido, doing book reviews, man. I'm gonna do book reviews from time to time, man. When I just because I done read a lot of books in my time, and I'm always reading some, so I'm definitely gonna be doing some book reviews when the time calls for it. Alonzo, no doubt. Yeah, Louisiana, man. Just think about it, man. Just think about what I'm saying. If we raising up enough money every year to buy some land or to buy homes and make profit off, like if we doing this every year, man, just come on. Just think about it. Just think about it. Just think about it. If we just mirror what they doing, create some powerful families, man. But we do it righteously though. Just imagine, listen, just imagine as many of us as there is, just imagine how many little groups can be created with 10 to 15 people. Just imagine. Just imagine how many of those type of groups can be created and they can mimic that rotating credit, that pot. Just imagine. Just imagine. Yes, let me, and that's what Amos Wilson talked about. You got to be able to do it with people that you trust. When, like I said, at the end of the day, man, you always gonna be taking a risk. Bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. So I feel like if people can put a certain amount of money into the stock market, which you really can't trust the stock market at the end of the day. So if we willing to put up $200, $300 in the stock market and invest every month, then why not do it with our own people? I mean, again, man, if some don't work out, man, it just don't work out. But you can say that you did it. Just like if the stock market crashed and you lose your money, same situation. Same situation. Tristan, peace, what's going on? So like I said, man, if y'all down for it, man, if y'all with me on Instagram or Facebook, if anybody that's down for it, man, we need to talk about it. Men and women, man, we need to talk about forming that economic base, coming together and putting that money together, man, and buying up blocks, buying up neighborhoods. If y'all really about it, man, y'all know where to find me. We can really discuss this. We shouldn't have to be running to banks, man, to be funding our businesses and our endeavors, man. We should be able to run to each other, run to our village. We should need to be like, oh man, the bank didn't give us a loan to buy a house. No, we should be able to pull that money together, and we see that family, we see this black family, we didn't raise the money collectively, and we able to put that black family in a house. You know what I mean? Like, we should be able to do that collectively instead of relying on them. Oh, Lamonte, no doubt. You already know. Yeah, Dominique, and that's why a lot of people love being around us, because of that energy. But sometimes that energy, not sometimes, a lot of times that energy is our weakness. So we really got to watch it. Beautiful Goddess Keys with the comment that we're going to put on the screen. By now they know what they're doing, but they refuse to change it because they think it works for them, and it's definitely not working because most of these women are single, independent, and lonely as hell. Yep. I mean, I ain't even, she said it, I didn't. Don't shoot the messenger. I just put it on the screen. I agree with that 100% though. Yeah, fun game, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. We behave like extremely traumatized people behave in a relationship. It's crazy, man. It's like, it's so crazy that you can be cool, calm, and collected. And that disturbs people. We so toxic that when a person is cool, calm, and collected, that disturbs people. People have literally came at me and asked me, like, man, do you get mad? Never seen you get mad. Like, you always calm. Why is that a problem? You know, that is actually something that people have to let you know. That, man, do you ever get mad? I'm like, I didn't know that was a big deal for you to have to ask me that. If I carry myself in this calm, with this calm demeanor, in a calm manner, like, that should just be good enough. That's just how I am. But the fact that you asking me, do I ever get upset? Do I get mad? That's letting me know that it's like you feel some type of way about me walking around being calm. It's bothering you. That's the type of world that we live in. Beautiful Goddess Keys, hit them with another dagger. Asking God to send them better when they are not trying to be better. Actual facts, right and exact. Praying to all these type of guys, man, for that God to send them Mr. Perfect and they miss imperfect, and vice versa. You know, praying to all these guys to send you Miss Perfect and you Mr. Imperfect. What sense that make? Brandon, peace. What's going on? And man, y'all, Louisiana and Khalil, man, I really wish I could deactivate. If I wasn't promoting my little, gym and whatnot in my little fitness situation, I would not be on Facebook. I would not be on it. Oh, Jamar, yep, the LBGTQ community. You already know the system gonna look out for them first. They at the top, because again, the money that community be putting money behind people. That's applying that pressure. That's why they interests get protected before us, because they put money behind these people. Oh yeah, Lamonte, man, rock his sleep like a little baby. Like, you know how you rock the baby to sleep. What Russell Westbrook, man, he be rocking the baby to sleep. That's what they doing to black folks in America. They rocking us to sleep, rocking us to sleep, and we fall for it every time. Lamonte, let's get it. I mean, hey, we got to start it off. We start it off. Dominique, the way I see Snoop side with Trump just to get the gangster up out of jail, we are, you know, that's how it is, man. That's how life works. We against somebody until it benefits us. Then now we support them. Until we need them to do something that benefit us, now we with them. Man, you see the same thing in relationships, man. You see the same thing in relationships, man. You hate each other until you need something from the other person. You know, when you need something from that other person, now here you go. Now you acting all lovey-dovey, man, because you need something. You want something from the person. Meanwhile, y'all was just about to tear each other's heads off. But when you need something from that other person, your whole tone changes. When you feel like that person can do something to benefit you. Yeah, fun game, man. Like I said, that was one of the main reasons why it took me so long to get on YouTube. I be getting sick of these platforms, man, because at the end of the day, I be knowing who the platforms are benefiting. But I feel like, man, when you get on here, like obviously y'all tuning in and stuff like that. See, that's benefiting the black man. That's benefiting black people. Me being able to get this message out. So I had to look at it like that, from that different perspective. Yeah, if I get that cybersecurity knowledge, man, that's something I was looking into myself, though. I was definitely looking into that. And Tavon, that sisterhood is missing. The crazy thing about that, I train a lot of women that say they don't like to hang around women. They don't like other women. So the sisterhood is out here struggling. David Webb, How Europe Underdeveloped Africa, Walter Rodney. That book is fantastic. I'm going to put that up on the screen. Rest in power to Walter Rodney, too. But that's one of the first books I read. I got to read it again, man. I read that book almost like 10 years ago. Yeah, that book, Walter Rodney wrote a jewel with that joint. That book is great. Beast by Bless Zone Out Music. What's going on with you? No doubt. In any situation, you get back as much as you put in. 100%. You reap what you sow, is what they say. That's the saying out here. That's 100% actual fact, 100% accurate. Khalil, nah, my cash app, it should be like a blue picture because it's a white dude. See, this how they begin. This how the system works. If you just type in my name on Cash App, a white dude gonna come up. You gotta make sure you put that 7 behind Bill. And you should see like a little blue photo or something. It should be like blue, the background. Roddy Mo, I got several registered LLCs. And then it's funny that you mentioned LLC. All right, now you didn't got me started on another thing. It's funny that you mentioned LLC because now, all right, so they had the post talking about, you know, taking your what is it, the stimulus money, starting up an LLC. What do black folks do? Black folks turn something like that, even though it may have been inaccurate. The way they made it seem like it was so simple to start the LLC and start your business, whatever the case may be. Even though it may have been inaccurate. What did black people turn that into? Something negative, something to bash. So now you see a bunch of memes and you see a bunch of statuses of people making fun of starting LLCs. We the only ones that got to do that. I don't see white folks doing that. I don't see Asians doing that. Why did we have to make that something to bash? Because somebody made a post or a meme encouraging black folks to take their money and start businesses. We had to make that negative. We had to make that something to bash. That's what we did. Crazy. We the only group of people that's doing that. We the only group of people that keep saying not everybody is designed to be a boss. Not everybody wants to open up a business. I'm getting tired of hearing that. What do we own as black people in a country that we built? Man, what Claude Anderson tell you? Like less than 1%. Less than 1% of 1%. We don't own nothing. So what do y'all mean? Like more of us can't afford to be bosses. More of us can't afford to be owners. Like, what do y'all meaning? Like, we definitely can't afford to have more black people owning things, owning businesses, bossing up. Stephen Butterfield, look him up, definitely. But we took that whole LLC situation, and now it's just a joke. You know what I mean? Now it's something that we bashing. So if I get on Facebook right now and encourage people to start an LLC, guess what? I'm gonna probably get more backlash than praise. Not everybody wants to own a business. Not everybody wants to do this. Not everybody wants to do that. So, okay. So I can't motivate more of my people to start businesses, to become owners instead of employees. Then you have people that come out here and say, oh, well, you're going to need employees. Who's not saying, even the boss is working for somebody. The boss working for the people. What I'm saying is we can increase our ownership. I'm not saying that we would never have to work for anybody ever again. What I'm saying is we can we can improve and increase our ownership. That's all that I'm saying. We can go from owning 0 to 5% of something. We can go from 0 to owning 40% of something. That's not a problem. I'm not saying we got to be 100% owners. We can at least own 20, 30% in the country that we help build. I think that's fair. Like I think that's fair for us to be able to do that, man. To go from owning 0% of something to 5%. I think that's fair. I think it's fair to say if you're gonna work 3 or 4 jobs for corporate America, you can have one of those side hustles be something you own. I think that's fair. You already working 3 or 4 jobs, so you already got the dedication. You already got the work ethic. Why not just make one of those hustles something that you control and own? Therefore, if all the other jobs got rid of you, then you at least have something that you control to fall back on. I feel like everybody should at least have that. It ain't got to be nothing major neither. It could just be something light, but it's something that you own. It's something that you control, something that you created. It's you. You should at least have something like that to fall back on. Montel, I gotta peep what you talking about. Roddy Mo, man, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot in regards to that particular topic. It's a lot. You got to watch a lot when you're talking about the grocery stores and all of that, man. You really got to watch a lot when it comes to like the quality of the food. Again, for the most part, when you go to these grocery stores on the white side of town, they have better quality food. And I know people that's in the food industry, and that's where they go. They go to the stores on the white side of town to get their product because it's better quality. So that's crazy. So we could be eating fruits and veggies thinking we eating healthy on the black side of town, but the fruits and veggies are of low quality. So they don't have as many nutrients as the same fruits and veggies on the white side of town. So that's how they get us. Okay, he was talking about supporting black-owned businesses. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Memphis grind hard. Peace, what's going on with you? Oh yeah, David. Well, they'll never level up the families. Former indentures, they never gonna do that. The old money Democrats won't either. Louisiana, man, it's a little grocery store. It's local that I go to in my area. It's like a little local grocery store, man. It's pretty decent as far as like the quality and whatnot. The crazy thing about the grocery store that I go to, the high school that I graduated from, the person that like the family that started that, they graduated from my high school. And y'all know I went to one of them private high schools, so you know we getting good quality there. So you doggone right, I'm a shop in their stores where the prices are a little bit elevated. But you got to pay for that health. You got to invest in your health. You got to spend the money. Until we start growing our own food. That's the end goal. Like that's the goal. Start growing your own food. Beautiful Goddess Keys, yo, you had a blog this whole time and I ain't know. That's crazy. Memphis grind hard. It's crazy that, you know, Memphis on here, man. I was listening to some Young Dolph up in the gym, man, but that's crazy. Malcolm in the Middle 87, man, appreciate your donation. Scrolling through the YouTube streets. Appreciate that donation, man. You pulled a drive-by on me. Stopping by, pulling that drive-by on me. That's cool. NFL Malik, peace. What's going on with you? Yeah, the Dixie crash, David. Well, we already know. We already know. Antoinette, peace queen, what's going on? Andronicus, black community stay sleeping, but it's like we in we in that deep sleep. What is it? The REM stage? We in that deep sleep. Like we in that deep sleep now. To where like and it's that heavy sleep. It's that hard sleep. You know that y'all know those hard sleepers, man. That you making all the noise and they still sleep, not waking up at all. So it ain't no light sleep going on. We in a deep sleep. That it look like you got to wonder if they dead sleep. That's the type of sleep that we in. Oh, Torenzo, man, I got you. I'm gonna check that joint out. Most definitely gotta check it out. Roddy Mo, put that on the screen. I heard about that list though. Definitely heard about that list. And economics is something valuable to study, man. We need you to study that. We need you to study that. We need you to master that. We need you to study that economics and we need you to master that economics. That's important. That's important for the people. And Khalil, yeah, that cash I went through. That went through my brother. But yeah, man, like I said, man, we all got individual talent, strengths, skills, just forms of intelligence, things that we know. We need to utilize all of that for the upliftment and the progression of Black people. We need to stop taking our talents to these other corporations. We need to stop doing that to these white corporations. We need to start utilizing our talents for the betterment of our own people, period. Montel, yes, sir. I definitely got PayPal. You can probably type in my name on there and you will see Almighty Fitness LLC. Treasure Nest. Matter of fact, Treasure Nest. I'm gonna simplify. I'm gonna give you a simple answer on this. But Treasure Nest, I mean. All right, hold on. Treasure Nest. Checking in. Peace, love, and blessings. What are your thoughts on some of the individuals that were pardoned and given commute? I'm from Detroit, where ex-mayor Kwame Kilpatrick was released. This is the way I feel about it. This how I feel about it. Did Mumia get pardoned? I don't think Mumia got pardoned. Mumia should have been pardoned, he should have been released, and he's still in there. So long as he's still in there, I still got a problem. I still got a problem. Nick Lewis, man, I got a little bit of knowledge on web development. It's crazy. I do some of everything, but I got a little bit of knowledge on it. All right, Beautiful Goddess Keys. Beautiful Goddess 89 at blogspot.com. I'm on it. I'm always down for a good blog. I'm always on it. David Webb, I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna definitely check that out. Yeah, Steven, Almighty Fitness LLC. That'll be the PayPal. Because I think when you automatically put in my name, it's connected to that name. So Almighty Fitness LLC. Because my PayPal is set up through like my gym, my business. So it comes up under that name. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time, man, just waking the people up, man, from that deep sleep. And in order to wake these people up from the deep sleep, see, this the thing, like I said, you got a hard sleeper. You making all of this noise, but they sleeping right through it. The only way to tap in to these deep sleepers is we got to tap into the dreams. We got to tap into the dreams. That's the only way that we gonna connect with these people that sleep. See, we be trying to make all this noise, but again, like I said, they in that REM stage, they sleeping hard and it's deep. We're not gonna be able to disrupt that by making noise on the outside. We got to tap into the inside. We got to tap into the dreams. It's the only way that we're gonna be able to do it. That's the only way that we're gonna be able to wake these folks up. We got to tap into the dream. We got to go Freddy Krueger mode on them. That's it. Like that's literally it. Oh, Dominique, you already know I'm checking it out. Y'all already know I'll be rocking with the poetry, spoken word, anything of that nature. So we definitely gonna check it out. We definitely gonna check it out. But we gotta start tapping into. And the way to tap into the dreams, the way to get inside of the mind of these people, we gotta start digging deep. We gotta start digging deep. That's the only way that you gonna really tap into the dreams. Tap into that mind of the individual that is asleep. And that's one thing that we have to do, man. Just start breaking things down on that deep level beyond the surface. Yeah, Matulu Shakur. I forgot about Matulu, but most definitely. They in there, man. They ain't get pardoned. They ain't get released. So we still got work to do. We still got work to do. But we got to start tapping into that mind. Because these people sleeping and it's bad. It's all bad out here. It's all bad, man. They didn't hit that deep stage, man. They didn't hit that REM sleep, and it ain't no waking them up by making noise on the outside, sleeping right through that. They ain't paying you no mind. They ain't paying us no mind. But we got it though. We just got to keep banging on the beast. That's what we got to do. Keep banging on the beast and not banging on one another. We bang on one another enough. It's time to stop that, man. It's time to put an end to that real quick, man. Bang on the beast. But a lot of people profit off banging off of one another or banging on one another. They'll pay you well, man. You will make some money. You will show up on the algorithms. You know what I'm saying? If you banging one another, man. But we got to bang on the beast. We got to bang on the beast on all facets. Like I said, whether it's the food industry, whether it's the mainstream media, whether it's on the economic level, Whether it's on the historical level, history, we got to bang on the beast on all those facets and all those realms. So that's what we got to start. That's what we got to start doing a lot more of, man. We got to start doing a lot more of banging on the beast, man. Letting people know who the real enemy is, and just keep banging on them, banging on them. So that's it, man. It's like every time I try to, like I said, every time I try to stray away from the message, I come back to it. I come back to it, man. I can't I can't not bang on this beast. I can't not bang on this system. I don't know how not to do it. I don't know how to do it. Even when I'm talking about something like health, I start talking about the system, man. I just can't. I gotta let y'all know, man, how wicked things are out here. Like it must be done. It must be done, and it must be done repeatedly. So, like with that being said, man, we got work to do. We got work to do, man, and everybody has a role. Everybody has a duty. We got to realize and understand these roles. We got to realize and understand our duties, man. But we all have a role in this fight. We must assume the position type deal, man. We must assume our roles. We must master our crafts. We must master our crafts and use that mastery to benefit our people. Use that mastery to progress our people. Use that mastery to elevate your people. That's what we must do. We use that mastery to elevate everyone around us. All these outsiders. David, well, most definitely. Once you elevate yourself, now you pass that energy along to your people first. Let it be contagious amongst your people first. So once you do the self work and save self-savior, once you become that to yourself, then you become that to people around you. So let that energy be contagious amongst the people who really need it the most, which is your people. So that is of the utmost importance. And with that being said, man, I almost was on here 2 hours. But y'all know how it is. We get to when we get to venting and talking about certain things. But man, I gotta prep myself up, man. Y'all know I gotta end up going back to this gym, man, getting the gym ready. Got some classes, some little boot camp classes, gotta run people through the ground. So I'm about to go ahead and exit in this broadcast, man. It was a nice stream, nice interaction, nice dialogue. As always, it's always peace interacting with you all. I appreciate all the donations, all the comments, all the questions. Appreciate everything, man. It's all love. Y'all enjoy the rest of this Thursday. Probably a tap in with y'all tomorrow as well. So y'all be easy out here, man. Y'all do y'all affirmations, man. Eat y'all some healthy food, drink y'all water, all that good stuff. I'm out, y'all. Peace.